Stop nighttime urination after 65. Try this simple tip tonight. It's 2 a.m. and Tom's up again. The floor is cold under his feet as he shuffles to the bathroom, eyes half open, trying not to wake his wife. Third time tonight. He's 62, and this has been his routine for years. Waking up, stumbling through the dark, then crawling back to bed, only to do it all over again an hour later. By morning, he's wiped out. His coffee's barely enough to shake the fog, and he's just tired. Tired of feeling like he's dragging himself through the day. Tired of those quiet moments when he wonders if this is just how life's gonna be now. You know that feeling? When your body's betraying you, and all you want is one good night's sleep. Tom did too. He tried everything. Cutting out coffee, drinking less water, even those pills from the drugstore that promised miracles but just left him groggy. Nothing worked. He felt stuck, like this was just his new normal. But then something shifted. One tiny change, something so simple it almost felt too good to be true, and Tom started sleeping through the night. No more 2 a.m. bathroom trips. No more waking up feeling like he ran a marathon in his sleep. Just real, deep rest. Curious? Hit that subscribe button to join us as we dig into stories like Tom's and share tips that actually work. What if just one small change tonight could let you sleep straight till morning? George Harlan, 68, used to sleep like the world could wait. A retired mechanic from Toledo, Ohio, he'd spent his life under the hoods of cars, hands stained with grease, coming home to his wife, Ellen, with a tired grin and stories from the shop. They'd sit on their sagging porch swing, her head on his shoulder, watching fireflies blink in the summer dusk. But around his 65th birthday, something crept into their quiet life. It started small. A single trip to the bathroom one chilly November night. George shuffled across the cold hardwood, the floorboards creaking under his weight, his bare feet flinching at the icy bathroom tiles. He stood there at 2 a.m., bleary-eyed, figuring it was just a one-off. Maybe too much coffee. Maybe just age catching up. By 67, it wasn't a one-off. It was every night, 3, sometimes 4 trips to the bathroom, each one dragging him from the warm cocoon of sleep. The urge hit like a cruel alarm clock, pulling him from dreams of fishing with his dad or dancing with Ellen at their wedding. He'd lie there first, willing it to pass, but it never did. So he'd haul himself up, the mattress groaning as he tried not to wake Ellen. The bathroom was a stark, lonely place in the dead of night, the dim night light casting shadows across his face, gray stubble, deepening lines, eyes sunken from exhaustion. He'd stare at himself, a stranger at 68, wondering when his body had turned on him. Ellen felt it too. She'd stir when he slipped out of bed, her soft sighs piercing the quiet. She never complained, but George saw the weariness in her eyes, the way she'd linger in bed longer each morning. He hated that his restless nights were stealing her rest too. He started sleeping on the edge of the bed, as if distance could spare her, but it only made him feel more alone. Mornings were brutal. George woke feeling like he'd been run over by one of the trucks he used to fix. His eyes burned, gritty and raw, his body heavy like it was filled with sand. The coffee he loved, brewed strong in their old percolator, barely dented the fog in his head. He'd sit at the kitchen table, staring out at the backyard where he used to chase their kids, now grown and gone. That old George, quick with a joke, always tinkering in the garage, felt like a ghost. His energy was gone, replaced by a bone-deep fatigue that clung to him. He'd snap over small things, a spilled mug, a misplaced wrench. Once, he caught Ellen's hurt look after he barked at her for leaving dishes in the sink. Her silence cut deeper than words. He'd apologized, voice thick, but the moment lingered, a crack in the warmth they'd built over 40 years. Their marriage, once a steady rhythm of shared glances and easy laughter, grew quieter. Dinners were subdued, the clink of forks louder than their conversation. George stopped inviting Ellen to the garage, where he'd once spent hours restoring an old Chevy, her handing him tools and teasing him about his greasy shirts. Now, the garage felt like a chore, the tools too heavy, the joy drained. He felt like he was failing her, failing himself. Each sleepless night chipped away at who he was, leaving a man who felt smaller, older, trapped in a body that wouldn't listen. Ellen still reached for his hand at night. But George wondered how long her patience would last, how long he could keep pretending this was just getting old. Why nighttime urination keeps older men up, a friendly explanation. Picture this. You're 68, like our friend George from Toledo, and you're up at 2 a.m., shuffling to the bathroom for the third time tonight. Sound familiar? Nighttime urination, or nocturia, is a real pain for a lot of older guys. But why is it happening? Let's break it down like we're chatting over coffee, no doctor's jargon needed. First off, the prostate, that little walnut-sized gland that sits near your bladder, tends to get bigger as you age. Think of it like an old garden hose that's starting to bulge and pinch the flow. For most men over 60, the prostate grows, a condition called benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. It presses on the bladder like a neighbor leaning on your fence, making it feel full even when it's not. Ever wonder why you barely make it to the bathroom before it's urgent? That's your prostate playing bully. Then there's your bladder itself. Over time, it's like an old gas tank that doesn't hold as much as it used to. The bladder walls get less stretchy, so they can't store as much urine. Plus, they might start acting like an overeager faucet, squeezing out urine even when you don't want it to. Annoying, right? Hormonal shifts play a role too. As you get older, your body makes less of a hormone that tells your kidneys to chill out at night. It's like your kidneys are a night shift worker who forgot to clock out, producing more urine when you're trying to sleep. Why can't they just take a break, you know? Medications can also stir the pot. Some pills, like water pills for blood pressure, are like turning up the flow on that faucet, making your body flush out more fluid. Even stuff like caffeine or alcohol late in the day can act like a party guest who keeps refilling your glass when you're trying to wind down. Other things might sneak in too. Diabetes can mess with how your body handles fluids, like a thermostat gone haywire. Or maybe it's a sleep issue, like sleep apnea, waking you up and making you notice your bladder more. Ever lie awake wondering, is it me, or is my body just not playing fair? The good news? Figuring out what's behind your nighttime trips is the first step to fixing it. Curious about what worked for George? Hit that subscribe button to catch more stories and tips. So, what's the one small change that could help you sleep through the night? The cost of ignoring nighttime urination. Imagine waking up every night, not once, but 3 or 4 times, dragged from sleep by a restless bladder. The bathroom floor is ice cold under your feet, the darkness disorienting, your body heavy with exhaustion. For older men like George, ignoring nighttime urination, nocturia, doesn't just mean a few extra trips to the bathroom. It's a thief, stealing energy, clarity, and joy, eroding life bit by bit. This isn't just peeing at night. It's a serious weight on your quality of life, and the cost of brushing it off can be steep. Picture the toll of constant fatigue. Mornings feel like you've run a marathon in your sleep, your eyes gritty, your limbs sluggish. The coffee pot's your best friend, but it barely dents the fog. Simple tasks, like fixing a leaky faucet or playing catch with your grandkid, feel like climbing a mountain. Your body's screaming for rest, but night after night, it's the same up, shuffle, back to bed, repeat. Ever wonder what it's like to feel rested again? The risks creep higher. At 2 a.m., the hallway's a maze of shadows. One misstep on a loose rug, one dizzy moment, and you're grabbing the wall to avoid a fall. Take Frank, 70, from Akron. He ignored his nocturia for years, thinking it was just old age. One night, half asleep, he tripped over a shoe on his way to the bathroom, crashing into the doorframe. No broken bones, but the bruise on his hip, and his pride lingered. I felt so helpless, he admitted, his voice cracking, like I wasn't in control anymore. How many near misses can you afford? Then there's the mental toll. The fog doesn't lift with the sun. You forget where you parked the car, snap at your wife over nothing, or miss your grandson's soccer game because you're too drained to go. Mood swings settle in like uninvited guests. Consider Al, 66, from Dayton. He ignored his nighttime trips, thinking he could tough it out. But the sleeplessness wore him down. He stopped joking with his buddies at the diner, started withdrawing. I didn't even realize I was depressed, he said, staring at his untouched coffee. I just felt gray. Sound familiar? Relationships take a hit too. Your wife hears every creak as you slip out of bed, her sleep fractured alongside yours. The quiet moments you used to share, laughing over old stories, holding hands during a movie, fade under the strain. Ellen, George's wife, once confessed, "I miss him. He's right here, but he's so tired. It's like he's somewhere else." The distance grows, not because love fades, but because exhaustion builds walls. Ignoring nocturia doesn't just rob you of sleep, it chips away at who you are. The energy to tinker in the garage, the patience to listen to your partner, the spark to feel like you again, it slips away. But it doesn't have to. Subscribe to our channel for stories like Frank's and AL's, and tips to take back your nights. What if one small step could bring back the man you used to be?